What's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this real life.
Real life.
Yeah, nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Millie in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that Meek. Yeah, Meek.
No f***ing way, Jimmy. Oh my god, bro. Are you f***ing kidding me? Come out here.
They just uncovered tunnels underneath his house.
Diddy's?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
What if everything you thought you knew about Hollywood was only the surface? What if beneath the mansions, the parties, the fame, there was something hidden, buried underground? Because right now, federal investigations, viral testimonies, and resurfaced blueprints are all pointing toward one shocking question. Did Diddy's luxury empire hide something far deeper than anyone imagined? And when reports of underground tunnels began circulating, everything changed. Tonight, we break down what's real, what's alleged, and what investigators may have actually found.
Tunnels from Diddy's house led to Hugh Hefner's house. That naked pool was down there long before Diddy was able to buy a home. It was Hugh Hefner's house where most of the offenses that the women accused Bill Cosby of took place. The Playboy Mansion. And everybody know Hugh Hefner was filming, had cameras in the wall. I don't know. Did anybody ever ask whether or not Bill Cosby had a freak-off tape? Next thing you know, his son is dying. Next thing you know, all kinds of weird things keep on happening. All of that fame, all of that success. If they really wanted to take him down with all of this, they should have did it in the late 80s or the early 90s.
It all started with a viral moment. Within hours, speculation exploded. Rumors claimed that Sean Diddy Combs' Los Angeles mansion contained underground passageways, possibly connected to a much older Hollywood mystery. And then another name entered the conversation.
And actually built tunnels that connected the Playboy Mansion to the homes of these movie stars back in the 70s. These were discovered recently in a vault at the Playboy Mansion. John, this is not a joke. These are real blueprints. If you zoom in on the blue, now, okay, what we have here is on one side of it, there's the Playboy Mansion. On the other side of it, there's Warren Beatty's house. And they've constructed a blueprint for a tunnel to connect the two of them. Now, Jack Nicholson was Warren Beatty's neighbor, so he had his own little offshoot, and James Caan, so he lived off in the other direction. The blueprints actually have their names on them. Northbound Tunnel to Mr. J. Nicholson residence.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So, I mean, was it like you move into the neighborhood and the homeowners association says like, hey, and by the way, we'll build you a tunnel directly to the Playboy Mansion?
Do you think, I mean, these guys were having the party of their lives. These tunnels, now, the reason that this was come across is that Playboy, the publishers of Playboy now, were researching an article about the 70th birthday, or an article about the history of Playboy and the history of Hugh Hefner, and they were going through old photos, and they found some photos of construction happening that were these tunnels, and they went to ask the current general manager of the Playboy Mansion, and this is what they said. Playboy.com published this. We asked the new general manager at the mansion about these photos. He said, very matter-of-factly, that's probably when they built the tunnels in the 70s. So they were like, what tunnels? What are you talking about, tunnels? There's these photos of the construction on these tunnels, and so they went to investigate further, and they found in a vault in the basement area of the Playboy Mansion a bunch of blueprints. And this is where they discovered the actual blueprints of these tunnels, which were built. And apparently the tunnels were active until the late 80s when Hefner got married. And then the wife was like, Jack's not coming over. They covered up the holes.
Only imagine what an active tunnel to the Playboy Mansion would look like.
Can't imagine what was going on in those times. Can you imagine?
So what happened? Did they close them down? Is that, were they sealed off?
They sealed them up. They covered them up in 1985.
Just minutes away from Diddy's property stands one of the most controversial estates in entertainment history, the Playboy Mansion. For decades, rumors surrounded this estate. Stories of exclusive parties, hidden rooms, and even underground tunnels connecting celebrity homes. Reports from archived investigations suggest these tunnels were allegedly built in the 1970s and sealed off in the mid-1980s. But here's the question.
They found underground tunnels at Diddy's homes. This was first brought up by Shadow of Ezra, where he talked about the underground tunnels in Diddy's luxurious Los Angeles mansion. It was an underwater swimming tunnel leading to a mysterious grotto, reminiscent of an ancient and modern human use of caves. Now, this is all alleged, of course, but they say that this tunnel connects to the Playboy Mansion. You guys remember that? Hugh Hefner, the guy who lived with all those women in his mansion? There's no available evidence right now. However, reports are noting that Combs mansions do have a pool with an underwater swimming tunnel. They say it's not connected to the Playboy Mansion, but there is a reason why the Playboy Mansion keeps coming up. 10 years ago, they were building underground tunnels to the Playboy Mansion for people like Jack Nicholson for his birthday. So this way, they don't have to go through the outside, but go underground in secret to the Playboy Mansion to do God knows what. You can see the sketches here of these underground tunnels being built. They were working on it, and it was supposed to connect celebrities like Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, Michael Jackson, just to name a few. As reported by People magazine, these underground tunnels to the Playboy Mansion were sealed off in the 1980s. The question is, do you believe that?
Let's separate fact from speculation. Even major outlets have stated clearly. There is no public evidence linking these passageways to criminal activity. But despite that, the rumors didn't stop.
Oh, it definitely makes more sense to
Why
move.
is nobody talking about the fact that everyone's acting like the El Chapo tunnels just disappeared after he was arrested and they're not in use?
Yeah. It makes more sense to move to where the tunnels are than to build your own tunnels, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Those tunnels under those houses in Beverly Hills have been there for decades, before Diddy was born. Now, in order to have an intricate system of tunnels like that working underneath the community, that would mean certain people could only know that they existed. That means you would have to lie or on the blueprints to your house for renovations. You couldn't be able to tell a real estate agents what's going on because they would have to disclose to whoever they're selling to, which means this is a very, very, very organized secret society.
Oh, understatement.
Like, it's not like the Beverly Hillbillies where Diddy just went and found a house in Beverly Hills and just, moved in and got lucky and found a trafficking tunnel. And then, oh my God, that's what's in the world. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's not what that word.
Yeah.
He bought that house because he knew the access that came along with it.
Of course.
Which means someone told him that house had access that came along with it.
I would even go one step further. I would say all these properties are controlled by this cabal, and it was just Diddy's time to move into that. It was just his time to take the position up there, because for a fact, this is prime. If you're a people smuggler, you want to be owning all the properties with the tunnels. Do you know what I'm saying? There ain't no, oh well, that was good for a while. I know we're the 1% and got all the billions. That slipped through our fingers. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm fully on board with that, Jaguar, 100%.
Yeah, I'm surprised that OJ, if he did what he did over there, why he didn't jump in a tunnel? Why did he just ride away? You telling me he didn't know the people that know the tunnels?
Listen, OJ got not guilty. Nothing should surprise you about OJ. Okay, nothing.
You know what surprises me even more than that?
Yes.
That the actual convicted serial killer who was their grounds worker, who was working there and had a disgruntled exchange with Nicole and her boyfriend just days before that happened, was never questioned.
Yeah, okay. That's suspicious. I'm with you there.
Yeah, the guy that's always by the wood chipper. Like, I'm just like, if I'm a cop and I come into a brutal double homicide And I'm like, going through a list of everyone that works in the house and comes through the house. I think one of the first people I would want to question would be the convicted serial killer.
Do you know how good you are at this stuff?
He's like
You managed- yeah. Do you know how good you are at this, Jaguar? In less than 30 seconds, you've convinced me OJ didn't do it. Okay, I'm just saying that's how good you are at this. All right.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
That's kind of like how Me Too. They did that thorough investigation with all of those brilliant minds, and the only people they found were Harvey Weinstein. I'm sorry, they didn't find Diddy. Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly, they missed Diddy. They missed everybody. Huh?
Then came voices from inside the industry. Some artists, insiders, and commentators began describing something much darker. These claims suggest that underground networks in Hollywood may have existed for decades, but it's important to understand. Still, they added fuel to an already growing fire.
Darkness of it, and I'm just good for you for getting the. You know what I want to ask you about? Actually, I think Jeffrey would be a really good person to ask about this. We've been talking about it a bunch lately. Tunnels under Hollywood.
Okay.
Do you believe in them? Do you think they exist? Have you been to them?
They are real.
Really?
I knew I would
Now
get.
I'm just pissed I'm not invited.
Nobody's
even thought to tell me about it.
Keep going.
Well, there's so many different tunnels because the old days, I mean, really, we built our city on top of a city that kind of already existed. So there's just a lot under there.
And do you think celebrities really use them? Do you think people really use them?
Yes.
And you think it's the 1%? Like, you think it's just like
it's definitely the 1%. And the problem is I've been invited to these scenarios, and I've felt like the sickest, most lead, cancerous feeling ever, and I've never gone down those routes.
So same with like Illuminati stuff. I'm sure you're going to say the same thing. It's real. You've seen it, but you didn't want to take a part in it.
They tried to blackmail and coerce me over and over and over to do horrible things, and I'm just not a horrible person.
So you obviously believe all of this Diddy stuff is real and darker than it's even shown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad people are finally seeing it. I think when they saw him viciously Cassie, it all made sense because all we do is know his music and he's great. And then I think when you actually see someone as a monster, it's like.
Then came a detail that made everything even more suspicious. Diddy's mansion was listed for $61 million, just days before his September 2024 arrest. Coincidence? Or a strategic move? Some online began questioning whether this was an attempt to offload assets before legal trouble escalated. Again, no official confirmation, but the timing? It caught attention.
Let's take a trip to Los Angeles. This mansion is where Michael Jackson lived and passed away in 2009. Just a short distance away is the home of another music mogul, American rapper Sean Diddy Combs. And this is where our story begins. Diddy is currently in jail, facing serious charges related to trafficking and racketeering. Days after Diddy's arrest, a conspiracy theory has emerged online suggesting there is a secret underground tunnel at his mansion that connects to Michael Jackson's home. According to one version of the story, a neighbor sent an anonymous tip to federal officers about unusual activity at Diddy's house. When the agents arrived, Diddy's team reportedly prevented them from entering. Despite this, the agents decided to search Diddy's newly renovated bedroom. When they moved the bed, they allegedly found a tunnel hidden under a rug and discovered children's clothes inside the passage.
You're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson connection.
Social media users have since raised questions about Michael Jackson's death, with some calling for a reopening of his case and alleging Diddy's involvement. However, it's important to note that there is no evidence confirming the existence of this tunnel, and authorities have not verified these claims. The relationship between Sean Diddy Combs and Michael Jackson is not very well documented. They were seen together at the 2003 VMA party hosted by Diddy, but there's no indication of a close friendship. In fact, Diddy shared a funny story about Michael unexpectedly crashing that party while looking for Beyonce.
Mr. Michael Jackson is here to see y'all chit-chat. And so right there, he has his arm, bring that up so they can see his arm around me. But then you don't see the shot of him whispering in my ear. Right after the shot was taken, he whispers in my ear, he says, "Where's Beyonce?"
Really?
In a later interview, Diddy expressed his admiration for Michael and a desire to collaborate, but their schedules never matched. Now here's a surprising link between Sean Diddy Combs and Michael Jackson you must know. Fahim Muhammad, Diddy's head of security, used to work for Michael Jackson as his security chief. Notably, Muhammad was among the first to discover Jackson's body after his death. Before working for Diddy, Muhammad was Jackson's bodyguard and driver. Known as Mr. Fix-It, Muhammad now faces allegations of shielding Diddy from authorities in an ongoing lawsuit. Michael Jackson passed away in Los Angeles on 25th June 2009 at the age of 50. The cause of his death was officially ruled to be an overdose of the anesthetic propofol. His personal doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter for administering the drug. Michael Jackson's life was filled with controversy. He faced allegations of child abuse in 1993 and again in 2005. Although he was acquitted and the FBI found no evidence against him, these allegations continued to follow him throughout his life.
Here's where the story gets bigger than just one man. Los Angeles itself is known for having layers beneath the city, from Prohibition-era tunnels to rumored celebrity passageways. The idea of hidden routes under Hollywood is not entirely new, but connecting that history to modern-day celebrities, that's where speculation begins.
Shrines used for rituals. There's bloody places. There's parts where there's limbs. People cut off limbs and want you to have in it. There's blood. There's blood that I don't even know who it belongs to. There's a lot.
So hang on. So someone like the people that you've named are here at these shrines where there is human flesh, bones, human body parts, and they want people to participate in amongst all of this human blood. Is that a satanic ritual feces? Is this a satanic ritual that they are participating in?
Yes. Yes, there's people who want to, there's people who have animals, dead animals. I was taken and told that I had to give up to.
So you said you don't tell on these people. Is that like a code that all victims adhere to? They don't talk about this stuff?
Yes, you don't, because nobody's gonna believe you. You're nothing to them. You don't count. You're just a toy. You're not essential, as they call them. You're expendable. And as a child in that situation, I wasn't the type of person that was fighting all the time, because I started to learn who I was. I started to learn my pimp. I started to learn what I was in. I started to learn that you don't fight. You watch what you say, you watch what you do. And at some point I stopped fighting people, and I started to accept the fact of what I was told, that I was special enough to be with this person. I was special enough to be in the eyes of a celebrity or somebody who's on the radio or on TV, and I accepted that.
In the age of viral content, truth and rumor often move at the same speed. A single claim can become a global headline overnight, and in Diddy's case, His past controversies only intensified the spotlight. All of it created a narrative where people were ready to believe something bigger was hidden.
But again, see, he's in cahoots with Epstein. And then
was he in cahoots with Epstein,
Yeah.
or was it just a similar type of an operation?
No, they were friends.
Really?
Yeah, because Epstein had a phone on Miami as well. That really private, rich estate in Miami. So they were all in cahoots as well. But again, I think he's gonna sing.
Isn't it crazy? Like, that was always the conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat thing. Oh, there's a place where the elites go to underage kids. Like, what?
What's his name? Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, he was right.
He was right.
He was right about a lot of things.
Despite the online chaos, federal investigations remain focused on documented evidence, not rumors, not internet theories. So far, no official report has confirmed secret tunnel networks, illegal underground operations, but investigations are still ongoing. And that means
I was at one of P. Diddy's freak-offs.
You saw celebrities there that you recognized.
It was a rapper that we all know.
Straight up directed by Diddy.
I'm just grateful to have made it out. My name is Tania Wallace. I am a singer-songwriter, and I was at I believe to be one of P. Diddy's freak-offs. 2018, I went to this freak-off. I looked to the right of me, and in the corner, I'm looking like, are those midgets? Because people were it's people over them, like it's people trying to hide what they're doing. They're all huddled up. So I'm like, what is that? But no, they weren't. They were little people. And, I don't want to say too much. They were little people. So use your common sense. Dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies, red lipstick, looking like real, revealing, like cute. So I'm like, what the hell?
What were the little people doing?
Getting covered up, trying to cover up what they were doing. Just, I don't know, like being admired, being hid, something. But it's like, what are they doing here? Because this is a grown party.
Are you talking about adults who are little people, or are you talking about minors?
Am I gonna get in trouble? I don't want to say I witnessed any of that crazy stuff, but we all have common sense. Little people. It's not supposed to be there.
You're talking about underage people.
It's a shame.
So what are we really looking at? A hidden system beneath Hollywood? A misunderstood luxury feature? Or simply a viral theory that spiraled out of control? Because sometimes the most powerful stories aren't the ones that are proven. They're the ones that make people wonder.
That raid, you understand? What they did was, prior to the raid, they reviewed that civil lawsuit. And that civil lawsuit told, Cassie's civil lawsuit was LeRod had already did it. LeRod hadn't did his yet, did he? Did LeRod do his lawsuit before the raid or after the raid?
Oh, before.
Yeah, so what they did was they reviewed both of those civil lawsuits and found that there was some criminal activity in those lawsuits. We spoke that on Art of Dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring them in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think there's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? I think they're not telling the whole truth, is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they closed the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties. A lot of their parties. They wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freak-offs will last for days.
That's where they're gonna get him on the trafficking thing. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's where the trafficking come at. That you hiring workers to come and have with your girl, that's crazy. That's some Hollywood that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But they also claiming that, Diddy, he'll give ecstasy to his victims to keep them obedient.
Then they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's going to be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or Lil Cat or Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's going to prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they got to try to prove, bro. A lot of that if you read it, it could be circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? But they got to have witness to back it up. You just can't say that happened based on somebody lawsuit and what the words that they're saying. They have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is going to be smart enough to attack that.
Right now, Diddy is facing some of the biggest challenges of his career: legal battles, public scrutiny, and a reputation under pressure. But this tunnel story, it represents something deeper, not just about one man, but about Hollywood itself. Because whether these tunnels are real or not, one thing is certain: there are still secrets in this industry that haven't been fully uncovered. And when the truth finally comes out, it might be bigger than anyone expected. If you want the truth behind the headlines, subscribe now, because this story is far from over.